heads to Pensacola, Florida for another race. Tyler Stallhood will start on the pole, which in what promises to be a great race. Hopefully we see some action on the track and we see some action back in the garage area after the race. It's Tyler Stallhood from Merlinboro, Tennessee, driving for DeMario Chambers Racing, and that number 10. He is not Danica Patrick, so does that mean he's good at super speedways? I don't know. Does it mean he's bad at every other track? That's your opinion, not mine, not my place to judge. Stallhood will start on the pole, and outside of him is the 98 of Joseph Weaver in the Zippo. Chevrolet Camaro. Camaros dominate the field. That's going to be a story to see. Manufacturer lineups. As the green flag will come out, and we are underway here in Pensacola, Florida for the Fast Performance Series on ORN. Stallhood immediately jumps high, allowing for Conrad Foble to get to the inside. Foble is going to be he is known to be an aggressive driver, also known to know when to make his moves as well. So it's going to make him a little unpredictable. We'll probably see a lot of these drivers. They will map out their strategy at the beginning of this race, depending on if they're going to go to the back, to the front, or the back to the front, or they're going to try to. I mean, it's all going to depend on pitch strategy. It's all going to, but it honestly, it's going to be a crapshoot most of the night. Super Speedway racing, when everyone is set equal setup wise, doesn't mean it means a lot. Not like Super Speedway racing normally doesn't mean a lot. As you can see, Conrad Foble driving for UWAT Motorsports, or Autosport, excuse me. They drive Dodges. I mean, that team is shutting down at the end of the season. They got the championship. They are in a championship battle with driver Davey Hazard in number 30. Hazard, as you can see, is on the outside behind Tyler Stallhood. As you see the pace car once more. You see Stallhood on the outside. Steve Harrison, number 36. That blue car, that blue and black car, black and blue. Does that mean he's going to get battle scars? I don't know. You see this 14 of Joey Fulford. 52 of Billy Lee, the 57 of Kurt Montgomery, all the way at the back. Probably trying to plan it out. A lot of these guys participated in an exhibition event in another league, the Pensacola 501, I believe. And there was a lot of problems in that race, and it was just a couple of weeks ago, and that's gonna make a lot of these guys nervous. Davey Hazard, number 30 from Yulee, Florida, driving for UWAT Autosport. Very young and promising driver in the championship battle and only his second full-time season here in the Performance Series. That's an accomplishment, honestly. I know personally, if I was even anywhere close to being a championship battle in my second season, anywhere, it doesn't matter what series, I would be proud. He's got to be wearing that on his shoulder very well. Hazard, that's what you're going to see all night. You're going to see cars going from the top to the bottom, back to the top to the bottom. A lot of times you're going to see cars going down on the bottom through the corners, because that's the fast time through the corners. But then you're going to see them go up top, like you see Hazard doing this off the corner. If a guy can hold the bottom, he's going to be able to pass. And it's kind of hard to hold the bottom coming off these corners, being it is an oval. It is an oval. It's not like a Daytona or Talladega where it's a D-shaped tri-oval, where you can kind of arc the car off the corner a little more, and it's not as big of an angle here. If you're not, it's hard to hold the bottom with the way the banking is. Helicopter cam doing a great job of capturing this footage. Hazard's still your leader here. It's going to be interesting. As you see, behind them, some jostling around the 01 and the 07 on the inside, along with the 5 of Sean Whitehill. They're coming on the bottom. They're holding the bottom, but then they go high, and if your guy on the outside doesn't give you any room, what are you going to do? I mean, you're not going to get your... How much give and how much are you going to give, how much are you going to take? That's Super Speedway Racing 101. Are you going to block? Are you going to try to keep the lead? Or are you going to try to stay at the back, avoid the wrecks? Then the last 10, 20 laps of this race, are you going to start making your charge? Granted, it's a small field, so that means you can probably wait around a little longer than you want, and especially depending on where the caution falls. Cole Grinsteiner goes to the lead. Sean Whitehill looking low of him, doesn't get it done. Grinsteiner in the 07, another very young driver for his first season, not even really full at this point. In that 07, he looks very promising. Looks like he can get a lot done. That's a small team with him and the second single sport. single sport racing that is owned by driver Corbin Wentz, who drives for the Red Skull Racing. But those two teams lined up. We'll see if those. Are you gonna have any teammates? Are you gonna have any allies? I cannot stress that enough at this kind of racing, because that's all this racing is about. As you see, Sean Whitehill obviously has two guys behind him that are confident working with him. He's at 57s coming up through the field too. Whitehill's going to go to lead. Whitehill is known for super speedway racing. He is an amazing super speedway racer. Would not surprise me to see him winning this race in that UPS machine. Joseph Weaver now going to the bottom. Car under the yellow. Hopefully he doesn't pass. I'll have to get back those spots. Weaver taking second place away from Anthony Mendez. It's going to be very nerve-wracking through the corner, like it always is. These corners, they are corners. There you see Joe Talansky in the number 93. A couple other cars there you see Drew Folland in the 74, 14 of Joey Fulford, 36, and the 52 of Billy Lee. Sean Whitehill lead. They're single file up front. That's kind of surprising for these guys. Usually we don't see single file racing at this kind of track, because a lot of times everyone's trying to go, and there are a lot of young racers in this field. And are those young racers going to hold their line? Nobody knows. It's hard to say that you can expect anything. You got to expect the unexpected in this series. It could be a caution fest. It could be a range of things at this point. On lap 8 of 42. Let's see. Throughout the field, it's a lot of good racing. There isn't a bad spot of racing in this field at this point. You see Corbin Wentz in the number 1. He and the 93 are passing a bunch of cars. Those two team cars are coming up through the field. Jostling at the front. Better be careful. Grinsteiner and Montgomery had a very, very scary moment through that corner. See Wentz started at the back. He had Kurt Montgomery in the 57, that gray car. Protesting silence that is experienced. But there's something back there. Car round, it looks like it is 97 of Anthony Mendez in that Newegg machine. That's a little disappointing. He was racing up front too. I don't even know what happened. I see him get back up on the track and he'll drive away. Let's go see a replay of that. You see in the bottom right, you got the onboard, and it looks like he gets hit from the side and then gets hit in the 07. You see the same thing on the helicopter, right? Looked like he tried to come down a little bit, honestly. That car is spinning. Video in the bottom right is a little ahead to give you more of a feel of what the driver feels, and then on top explains it is we're going to be going back green flag racing. We're not going to show you any of that BS pit stuff. We're not going to show you caution laps. Here on ORN, we are the only race network for a reason, only showing you racing. Sean Whitehill leads them down. At number 5, again, Revolution Motorsports. That's the only Revolution Motorsports entry in this field. That is surprising for a 5-car team. 5-car team. He's got guys that work with him out there. Not saying he doesn't have any friends, because he's got a lot of friends. But it's going to be interesting without teammates. If you don't have a lot of teammates, if you do have a lot of teammates, what are you going to do? Whitehill leads, Fobel in second. It looks like Colby Martin's trying to take second away. He goes high. Sean Whitehill, driver for Revolution Motorsports in that number 5 Chevrolet. And you see his bio up to this point. 21 years old. I mean, promising driver. I mean, a lot of these guys are promising drivers. Whitehill's been around the block too. I mean, he was in the contention for the Cup Series, as I cannot get these words out of my mouth. It's just surprising the amount of talent in this series when you look at what the series is, and for a lot of drivers, it's a chance to learn. And there's a lot of talent in the series where that's what your sole purpose is, to learn. When you got a veteran like Whitehill out there leading, you're learning a lot. Tyler Stallhood is learning a lot run behind him. I mean, you gotta hug the bottom, you gotta run this line, run that line, don't run up there. You're gonna learn a lot from these guys just based off of how they race you and how you race them. You're learning a lot about your competitors, how you're going to want to race them at the end of the race, how you're going to want to race them at any other racetrack, because a lot of times rivalries will carry over because you don't race the because a driver doesn't race the way another driver wants them to. And it's going to be a super speedway series, right? A super speedway race, excuse me. You're not going to see tempers flare, but when you see tempers flare, they're going to flare, and they're going to flare pretty bad. And that's just the nature of it. Ooh, scary, scary moments off that corner. I hate when they do that, especially when they're behind you. That's just with the small rear view mirrors that we have now. And oh, Whitehill is your leader here, followed by Tyler Stallhood, the 98 of Joseph Weir, the '07 of Cole Grinsteiner, and then there's a battle. Conrad Foble, Corbin Wentz. It looks like Joey Fulford. All that being a battle for fifth. Fulford just broke away, taking that spot. Twansky on the bottom, followed by Davey Hazard. They're both on the bottom. Joe Twansky, that number 93, driving for his own team. The Skull Candy Machine. Uh, he got his first win a couple months ago in Pro Series. I mean, good driver. Not the best, but a good driver. See, but he's got a great driver behind him in Davey Hazard. Hazard in that Challenger is going to going to find the best way to get to the front, fastest way to get to the front. Because that's all he knows is how to go fast. Fast speed. Speedy. I'll save that analogy for another time. They got 3 cars up there right now. That's not going to do anything. That's honestly not going to do anything. They got 4 now. Charles Coots in the '01. Coots in the '01. Stays up there in that Jack in the Box machine. Twansky going making it 3 wide. That's scary. Got the room at a super speedway. Not saying you can't do it, but oh my god. What happened there? 2 cars just decided to take a dive. The 14 it looks like. Who's that up ahead? I can't tell. Oh, the 57. They're both having good runs. Let's see a replay of this. From our helicopter. I think the 14 thought there was a little more room to the outside, and there just wasn't any room. Montgomery was already there. I mean, what are you going to do? On top of the 14, yeah, game high. It's really plain to see there. He thought there was room. Maybe he was trying to side draft. Was a little aggressive for side drafting. What are you going to expect out of a rookie, I guess, at this point? He's done a good job, though, up to this point. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Again, only race network, only racing. We're not even going to show you that pit BS, fake pitting. Who cares about that? Let's go racing. Davey Hazard leads him down with Anthony Mendez, who was involved in the first caution. He's out in the front row. He's going to dive down immediately. He's learned his lesson from being stuck on the outside. Going to duck down in front of Tyler Stallhood, 97 and 10. Those 2 guys are pretty close, with Mendez driving for Stallhood in the Pro Series for a time. So, wouldn't be surprised to see those 2 work together at the end of this thing. Conrad Fogle going for 3rd place here. His teammates leading the race. Why not go to 3rd place? I see Steve Harrison's up there. 52 of Billy Lee's up there. 93 of Joe Towansky's up there. I mean, different faces are coming to the front, and is that because other people are dropping back after all the calamity that we've had so far? I don't know. The 14 and 50, the 14 and the 57 already involved in wreck. They're probably off the pace for the rest of this event. There's no denying that. If you're involved in a wreck and you get any damage, even if it's light, and the Super Speedway, it's going to affect you. 10 just hit the apron there. He murdered that apron. He is lucky to have done that successfully. Jesus. Oh, Harrison looks low. Can't get it done. You don't want to lose your momentum either. Because if the guy behind you doesn't go, you're not going anywhere. You see the 1 and the 96, it looks like they're starting to gain some ground. You see the 14, the left car out there. Tyler Stallhood in that number 10. He started on the pole. He's in 4th, having a very good run for that team. Team that, albeit really powerful team, it's just a lot of troubles have struck. We've had a lot of problems. The drivers, they've had they've had things strike them. They just haven't had the time, haven't with families and okay. There's you gotta expect it. You gotta be ready for it. Stallhood's obviously showing that he's ready for it. He can do good without teammates. 93's on his bumper like crazy. 97 going to 2nd place, it looks like. Ooh, you fishtailed him out of the way. That was a Risky move. Guess you gotta risk it for the biscuit, right? That was a bad reference. I apologize. 93 trying to go low on the 10. See if he can get it done. He's got his teammate in the 1 of Corbin Wentz directly behind it. Behind him. Wentz in that number 1 having a very strong race. You see the 07 and 01 coming back up through the field. They were up there early in the race. Maybe they got shuffled back during pit stops, no doubt. 93 and Joe Talansky up towards the front. He and Corbin Wentz have come from the back to the front. Two guys that ran really slow qualifying laps because that's the easiest way to stay out back. Or just don't show up to the driver's meeting, whichever one you'd rather do. If you get to the back, you're at the back, right? Talansky looking high. He's not gonna be able to make a pass high. That's a risky move with guys behind him that'll probably want to pass him. One gets low. Right now it's the Davey Hazard show. Go Davey, go! It's been the Davey Hazard show most of the before. I mean, if this series you got to beat Hazard, you got to beat Pace. Pace isn't in this race, you got to beat Hazard. That's who you got to beat. He's the class of the field, week in and week out. I mean, there's no denying it. I don't think anyone can deny it. A guy like him who is very, very good conserving his tech, conserving what he has. He's going to do good in a series like this where everyone's got to conserve at some point. Everyone's not equal. See Talansky making a move for second place with teammate Corbin Wentz right behind him, and affiliate car, satellite team really, Cole Grinsteiner behind them. Talansky telling Davey Hazard that, yeah, if I got to beat you, I'm going to try to beat you. Will he get it done? I don't know. It's a Super Speedway Series race. Again, anything and everything will go at one of these races. I would not be surprised to see a big one. I would not be surprised to see a bunch of little ones. I would not be surprised to see this race go green to the end. I don't think it'll go green to the end, but I wouldn't be surprised. See Joe Talansky from Detroit, Michigan, youngest driver in the league, 14 years old. I mean, what are you gonna do? He drives a Chevrolet for Red Skull Racing, moving up to a bigger team next season, getting better and better week in and week out. Ugh. Corbin Wentz behind him, followed by Cole Grinsteiner, Anthony Mendez, and who's on the bottom? Tyler Stallhood. That's your top 5 here on, what is it, lap 28? 29, 28? Something like that. I don't keep track of the laps, do you? Cole Grinsteiner in that 07 Jack Daniels car, just doing a great job. I mean, this guy, obviously we cannot get his age, but this guy has been doing great in that Cole Grinsteiner owned car from North Dakota. I mean, who doesn't love North Dakota? Who doesn't love Cole Grinsteiner? I mean, great kid, or great guy. Great guy, knows what he's doing. Rookie in this series. I mean, he's gonna do good. I mean, he's not gonna. You're gonna have to look out for him at some point. You're gonna have to look out for a lot of these guys. You're gonna have to look out for a guy like Corbin Wentz. You're gonna have to look out for a guy like Anthony Mendez. You're gonna have to look out for a guy like Tyler Stallhood. I don't care what your opinions are. Like I said before, I don't care what your opinions. 93 is around in turn 3, collects the number 10. 01 and 34 collide. Damn. That looked like it hurt. 10 gonna drive away. 96 getting through. So is it 74? 36 getting through. 4 cars? That could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Joe Talansky. Yeah, we're not going to show you what his radio response is right now. Wouldn't be very appropriate. Probably would get him fined. I know it would get him fined. I am Joe Talansky. Oh, we're going to go to a replay of this real quick. This is off the bumper of the 93. 07 comes down and bumps him. Bumps him in the corner. Like I said earlier in the race, are you going to bump in the corner? Obviously, the 07's going to bump you in the corner. Obviously, it wasn't to get him out of the way. It wasn't to wreck him. It was to give him a bump, get him out front, had a huge head of steam. What are you going to do? Here's a helicopter view of the incident. Yep, just washes up the track, collects the 10, and ooh, 01 just ran right into the back of the 34. No denying that. Ouch. He keeps spinning like a whirly top. Like, whir, whir, whir. What are you gonna do? Green Flag Racing again. Only Race Network only brings you racing. 97 of Anthony Mendez leads him down. Steve Harrison on the outside, number 36. I will correct myself. Wentz. Oh, 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 oh. Ow. 97 involved. 93 getting through. 10 getting through. 5 or oh, was it the 5 or the 01 there? They look similar, kind of. I think it was the 01. On the on board of the 97. 1 gets a huge run up. Came down. Tried to get behind him. Came down too early. We saw that happen with Fulford earlier in the race. I mean, just gets down too early. These guys are new to this type of racing. I don't expect them, you see this incident again, I don't expect them to be terrific at this style of racing, because it's a pretty damn tough style of racing. I don't care what anyone says. If you're going to be super speedway racing, you better have some practice, and they do. Corbin Wentz is going to lead him to the line. First time he's leading during this race from Hanover, Pennsylvania for Red Skull Racing at the age of 17. And the Chevrolet Camaro leads him down to the green. Colby Martin behind him in the number 96. Steve Harrison to his outside. Harrison loses about 2 car lengths. He got a 2-car breakaway, followed by the 5 and the 36 battling with the 30 and 57 behind them. A 1 of Corbin Wentz getting a little bit of lead on the pack. Has never won a race, so he's determined to win this thing. You gotta, if you can win, you can win, you know? What are you gonna do when they come for you? Do, 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 do. Here comes the pack. That's what happens when you, that's what's gonna happen. You get too big of a lead, they're gonna swallow you up. Let's see how good he blocks down the straightaway. That's gonna be the key. Colby Martin from Phoenix, Arizona at the age of 18 for MTS Motorsports, a team that is merging with 7 Speed Motorsports at the end of the season. All these new teams, all these new graphics that will have to be made. I'm already stressed out. But Colby Martin at number 96 he goes high trying to get around Wentz. Doesn't work. Sean Whitehill takes advantage, moves into the second spot. Cole Gridsteiner will move into third, number 07. Chevrolet Camaro. Gordon Wentz currently leads. Sean Whitehill behind him. Gridsteiner gets below him. Gridsteiner's been learning throughout this race. I mean, he has been doing pretty damn good for being a rookie. What are you gonna do? Wentz and Gridsteiner are kind of teammates. Wentz owns Gridsteiner's car, so I guess that's kind of something that you're gonna have to look at. I mean, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tell him to block for you? Are you gonna tell him to stay behind you? Are you gonna? Yes, a good owner is gonna tell his driver to go for the win, no matter who's in front of him. Doesn't matter if it's an alliance, if it's an owner. If you're the, I would tell my driver 9 out of 10 times to pass me. That one time would be the time that I desperately, desperately, desperately need a win to lock myself into the chase or to get through to another round of the chase. But this series doesn't have a chase, so it doesn't really matter. You're going for a win. They're both going for their first win. 96 is going for his first win. The 52 is going for his first win at this point. I mean, how desperate are people going to get? The 10's going for his first win. So, what are you going to do? 07 getting really... Oh, he bumped him out of the way. Wentz is not going to be too happy about that. Didn't wreck him, though. No harm, no foul, I guess. Wentz is going to slowly move back. What are you going to do about that? I don't know. If you're going to get angry about that, your problem, not mine. 07 Cole Gridsteiner is going to take the lead going into turn 4, lead him through 3 and 4 at this point. Outside cannot make headway. They're 3 wide for second, now third. Probably going to move back to 3 wide for fourth. 1 and 52 aggressively side drafting each other. Gridsteiner pulls out to a little bit of a lead. We'll see if that pays off. White flag is out. Lap 42 of 42. Gridsteiner leads. Conrad Fogle and Colby Martin's around. Guys, I know it's super speedway racing, but oh my god. He's dead. He's dead. They're all dead. Tell him not to die at the beginning of the race. Cole Grinsteiner is going to lead him. I don't think Volvo's going to be able to get him. Can Volvo pass him? That's going to be the key. Coming off of turn 4 right now. If he can't make a move, he's not going to be able to make it. Cole Grinsteiner will win at Pensacola. As we know, we're going to go directly to our replay. 96 got turned, it looked like. And I mean, it's just all hell breaks loose from there. See cars trying to, it's race back to the line. Get it around as fast as you can. If you pass cars, you're passing them. I mean, a lot of these guys have damaged cars already. Why not destroy them even more, I guess? You know, that's the mentality behind the 93. He gets going. A bunch of guys are going to get back going. A lot of guys are going to be pretty damn disappointed. The one, Gordon Wentz, is going to be disappointed. I see Cole Grinsteiner, the winner, his first ever win here at Fast in any of the series. First performance series when doing a Polish victory lap. And now your move of the straight talk move of the race. This is going to be your straight talk move of the race. Bumps teammate or team owner Corbin Wentz out of the way for the lead and makes the pass down the backstretch. If he doesn't do that, he's not winning this race. This race is completely different because that one car is still up there. All those Chevys were fast. I mean, it's hard to pass here. It honestly is when everyone's holding the bottom. That's your straight talk move of the race. Presented by Cole Grinsteiner. Thank you for watching this installment of Fast Racing on ORN. Please feel free to like, comment, share. I mean, I'll be sharing it to all the fast guys, but hey, you like this series of racing? Feel free to tell me. Fast on ORN is produced by Joe Towanski at this point. Graphics designed by Joe Towanski. And Joe Towanski. I am Joe Towanski signing out. I will see you guys next time